is going to be to kind of hook behind Ben's hips, and then I'm going to drop my hips back and cross my feet. Right? It's a little bit different than maybe what you're used to, but I want to get my hips sort of line up with his hips and then stay like on the same plane, right? If you need to adjust a little, you can uncross, you can hook or whatever, but I really think like if you're hooking and you're spreading your knees wide, it's going to drop your hips into their hips and make it difficult for them to do anything, right? If you find yourself up here, you kind of can cross and then set back, right? Don't be afraid to set back just a bit. Most likely your partner's going to have some frames built up here. If I can get one side, I'm in pretty good shape. Now this type of frame that Ben's using here is an interesting frame. If I can get under his arm and start to drive it up, I've got something good. But I want to talk about this kind of frame that people are using pretty commonly, right? And Ben doesn't because his elbows are like mine. It bothers us when he's right. Is that part of the reason why?
Yeah.
It's also not.
And I know that this is going to come.
It's going to come back to bite you. Yeah. So when they do this, right, we're going to put some weight on top of them to have some pressure here. And all I've got to do, there's 2 or 3 different ways to do it. Some folks really like this. I think Johnny Griffith showed something here. We're pushing the arm out of the way. Works really well. I'm going to do something even simpler for you guys today. I'm just going to go here and then kind of walk my hand up and straighten my arm. Just kind of, Ben's fighting me hard, and I'm just finding tension on the ground and then straightening my arm. And then crawling a little further forward and then straightening my arm again. I can do that 2 or 3 times if I need to until I get up here. Now I'm starting to creep the arm across and my head's dropping down. Once my head gets past it, I can reinforce here, start to lift up, and I'm going to lift Ben up just a hair to make sure that I have my thumb can stab him in the back and my arm goes here. And then I'm just simply going to drop my head down beside him, keep my hand over here, and I'm looking to just simply squeeze and go up and in as I start to like fall off to the side here carefully, right? So that's plan A, right? Plan B is he knows that's going to happen. As I get here, he loops his arm to the other side of my arm, okay? Because he doesn't want to get choked. As soon as this happens, his arm is on my neck, right? I need to use the back of my neck to start to trap there. Start to climb up, and I move this way, and I move his head too. So I can step on his hip. Use the same tension with my hand here on the mat and pull my elbow in. This is going to work pretty well for Ben because he's got elbows that are like mine. But if you have young elbows, you might find yourself needing to use your second hand here to pull. Okay? And there's other ways you can finish it too. That's kind of it though. That's kind of it. Either their arm's going to go across or they're going to loop it around here. If they loop it around here, you've got that reverse arm bar. If it comes across, you've got that arm triangle. You all know how to do an arm triangle. You all know how to do a reverse arm bar. You have different ways of doing it than I do. That's okay. It's about the combination. Okay? So far, so good, y'all. All right. And last but not least, if Ben reaches with this arm at any point, that's not wrong. Right? I think that should be very, very clear for everybody here. Right? Okay, let's work this combo. Make sure it makes sense. We got like 8 minutes. Should be enough to get a few reps in.